at this point, oh, hold on.
He goes for the whip now. Bomba with the response, throws him into the wall. Ball of thunder. Bomba with a chomp. He just swallowed Mei whole.
You saw that. You saw that. You saw Mei. He tried, but Guangzhou, it didn't feel like they were ready to follow up.
Ooh.
It's tough. It's tough.
Very tough. Recalls forced out of the fight. Tier 1. Free for Team Spirit. Sawo doing a good job on this Cho so far. And yeah, like you mentioned, man, Mei cannot really go for anything. That's going to be a free purple buff as well. Oh, Ball of Thunder lands and everybody Thunder's Wrath as well. Wrath of the Dryad. Holy moly, lands on Natalia. All 5 Natalias.
Okay, it's Guangzhou facing a 6.5k gold lead this time. Spirit have completely turned things around and are looking real good in game number 2. A potential game 3 is potentially coming for us at this point. If you take a look at Team Spirit and the current situation that they're in, because I think the panel also touched on how maybe, yes, they can utilize the Kaja to punish some of the overextensions that have been happening or that could come out from Team Spirit, but I don't think we've seen any of those. It's more calculated backline engages either from Zar just to force reactions out of Guangzhou. It's more pinpoint and precise way of the Dragons coming in from Hiko. I don't think he even had to use the flicker as much just yet because it's always Guangzhou tending to overextend, but they might actually go for one this time. They don't risk it as much though. There's still tier 2 turrets across the board. Eudora
is so annoying. Xing just walks up a bit too aggressively. He didn't even walk up aggressively. It was Team Spirit with a conceal. And he's forced to go back to Fountain. Tier 2 up top taken down already. Team Spirit with a 7,000 gold lead. We've seen comebacks before, but it is going to be very difficult for Guangzhou Gaming as long as Sai doesn't get space to farm. This has been a very difficult Moscow game. Like, Sai has just not been given any space, any lanes to farm up.
And how far behind could he possibly be? Because he's already 2 levels behind of Hiko. I think there hasn't been much opportunity for him to also take some gold to catch up. And Guangzhou are just really investing in defense right now. They gotta put up their walls. You have to have Modi reliable enough to tank everything, because looking at Guangzhou's lineup, it seems like he's the only guy you could really rely on to do that. Xing and Mei, they probably want to go in for the more aggressive setup plays and pick off potentials if ever they do find any. And he also picks up the Eudora ultimate instead of any other setup. So it's just probably all on Mei right now. They need a bit more of the damage to come through because, as you mentioned, Sai is taking a while to scale up and he's probably behind in terms of items right now.
Very, man. He only got the gold staff earlier. That's a second item at 8 minutes, so this third item, Power Spike, might come through in like 10 minutes, looking at the pace of the farm. Spirit gonna get this for free. There's no chance Guangzhou take it unless Sai gets an SOD, but Bomba knows better than to leave that open. He's able to body block for Team Spirit. Zaur also still with the retreat, just in case. I remember a crazy steal from Oheb last year against Onic, also in the group stage.
I think everyone learned from that, you know? They're just starting to guard the bushes wherever or whenever there's a Moskov on the other side. But look at that gap between Sai and Hiko. It's
oh my god,
7 to 4.8k.
It's the same gap for Zaur and Recall.
Oh yeah.
The gold leads are placed where it's best. Even a 2,000 gold lead between the mid laners. Oh god. Xing would just be tickling Bomba whenever he goes for damage.
At least they still have holy shields, but I think they're all gonna pop even before the Lord gets to approach the base. They've made enough room for them to utilize the Lord to its fullest potential, and Team Spirit, they're looking to take down a base turret right now. Sawo goes in!
Uh-oh, Purify out already though. He's gonna get pinned down into the wall. Wrath to the drive from Modi. Taunts everybody with a big whip as well, but it's not gonna take anybody down except, oh! A chomp, Purify out from Sai. Oh my goodness! What is that damage, my guy? Recall pulled back into the cards! No. The Poker Trick Sunset Lover again with the lightning. Modi stun, he gets away. Now it's Hiko and the rest of the team moving it out. Zaur with the walk-up again with the Poker Trick, as that's going to be the knockoff strike from Hiko to lock Modi down. Zaur can't get the damage to take Modi out of side. Lands the SOD. 10-minute game for Spirit to equalize.
Such great macro and usage of their lineup. Team Spirit have completely bounced back here in game number 2 as they equalize the series. And we, of course, have to witness a game number 3. It's all elimination and qualification matches we're expecting for today. And they're just one step away from all making it to knockouts. They're doing what they can. They're fighting until the very end. But Guangzhou, so many questions left in that fight. It did not look like the same Guangzhou we saw in game number 1. There was just very minimal proactivity, but at the same time, even if they wanted to go for more proactive plays, they get punished every single time. The Kaja play was read out here by Team Spirit.
And every time the Kaja got the Divine Judgment, it was always just a big whiff because, I don't know, it was either on the Cho or on Bamba, right? And Sawo and Bamba, they like that. Easy for them to retaliate with a chomp, with a re-engage. And it's just so much better to see these guys on proactive heroes instead of heroes that just were waiting for plays to be made on the other side while reacting to it. Again, Bamba this time, hey, I didn't like him on the Barats, but he did a fantastic job. Hiko on the Paquito as well. I think, you know, I think it's the Harley. I think the Harley was able to capitalize on these winning lanes.
Yeah. They need not pay as much attention. Harley could just do what he wanted to do, and Team Spirit, they were all able to do what they wanted to do. So I think it's about time we go back to the studio to talk more about what happened in this game.
You just said do whatever you want to do, and LaFell is here. So let's bring that back. Let's hold off. Because this man given freedom, opportunity, man, it could get crazy up here, Naisu.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm with a bunch of Americans. I feel very free now.
America. Howdy, partner.
Howdy. That was one of the most nothing games I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that game brought me memories of when I was a child of watching paint dry, right? But hey, at least the game was...
Yes, so that must have been memorable for you.
I was watching it because I didn't know what color it was.
The way you are?
That's
the paint,
why the way he is.
So much paint. It's not good to inhale a lot of wet paint, man.
Maybe, actually, yeah, now that I think about it, yeah.
Call Rain Man again.
Guys, that was a big stomp. The average game for both of them lasts around 17 minutes for Team Spirit, about 15 minutes for Guangzhou Gaming. That one was under 12, about 11 or so. So a very fast game. A stomp. What went right for Team Spirit there, Naisu?
Just about anything they wanted to, man. I mean, under the 5-minute mark, they were already pushing Guangzhou Gaming behind their tier 2 turret.
Guangzhou's just like...
Yes. There you go.
Take this chair. Oh. Take this mic. Yeah, go ahead. Like, Spirit could do anything. Guangzhou didn't do anything to stop them.
I told you.
All right, here we go.
Fergita, why'd you give him freedom? Why'd you give him freedom up here? He's acting crazy.
You want my
You're
tail
not
straight?
here to stop him.
The tail straight.
You know what? I could tell us straight. That would be a funny segment, wouldn't it? See how I do?
Yeah, that would be pretty funny.
You do have something to break down, though. We also have some post-game stats as well, so maybe you'll hit the post-game first.
Yes,
and
I do.
We'll do a little telestrator later just to see how it went. I think the big thing stands out. I mean, you see Hiko having a great game there. Everybody had a great game. Sour Egoist as well on the Harley.
Look at all the zeros. 0 turrets, 0 turtles, 0 Lord, 2 orange buff, and 3 purple buff.
Like,
talk about not playing the game.
that's why LaFell is illustrating just how it felt in that game. Because they got Team Spirit took everything that they wanted to. I mean, they had to dig down and get that spirit going, and man, did they do it with this lineup. Because, yeah, again, you don't see this kind of... I mean, this was a very one-sided game. I mean, this was a stomp for that. I mean, you could see the reactions there too. So we asked them, like, what adjustments would they have to make? They made all the adjustments, Rain Day.
Yeah, and it actually felt like the Mozkov, and I'm gonna dive in my thought on that, because they played so well, so grouped, so focused on objectives. Head to head, they win 66.7% of the objectives against Team Spirit, and to go 8-0 on Turtles in this one, I mean, that's pretty ridiculous when you consider their normal style of play, which to me felt like they weren't able to get. The way Moscow excels is not necessarily grouping up, but the way GZG excel is grouping up. How can they fix that, LaFell? What did you see going wrong? Because you've got your telestrator. I want you.
You know how the game goes so wrong that even Rain Day made an accurate analysis. Like, bro, why'd you play like that? That's not how you play Mox
It's like, yeah.
It's his fifth day, you know?
Yeah, we're gonna be looking at the illustrator. And
You want to stand? You want to stand?
You're not gonna do. No, you stand down, sir. All right, all right. So first of all, let's talk about the anti-synergy here in the draft, because we got Kaja here. In case you guys don't know what he does, he whips people and then he holds them down. And then you're hoping for someone to kill the other person, right? But the question is, he doesn't have early burst. She kind of has depends, and then she also like kind of depends. Like, I would say that Guangzhou's biggest problem here is, I would say, mismatch of what each of the heroes want to do.
Yep.
And Belleric EXP is okay. The only problem is it's slow. So speaking of it slow, let's look at what happened in the game of 20 seconds of nothing happens, right? Look at the minimap and look at how basically clumped up they are. We can see that the Belleric's coming and it's like, oh, maybe I should protect that.
Never mind.
But that's, you know, it's gone anyways, right? For us, got that one, so let's go to mid. And let's not do anything. And then it's just, that's like the entire game. They're like, let's all group up together in case something wild happens.
And nothing happened. I know what it is.
It happens.
Barrett's is a herbivore.
Yeah.
Barrett's is a herbivore.
Say it like an American.
Herbivore.
Barrett's is a herbivore.
Barrett's is a herbivore.
America, fireworks, July 4th.
Don't get him started, please. Rain Day.
Independence.
I've been there before.
I love Mondani.
You know, it's always fun to see it. Sunset Lover actually had a fantastic game, and you look at that performance, I believe, on the Eudora again. The first game, it felt like they were surviving the Eudora. Their team was able to go around it, ignore it, maybe work and find a way to still have a win with GZG. But this game, starting 2-0, it was no chance for Valentina to catch up on the opposite side of things. Sunset Lover's control in this game, it needs to be dealt with, I think, at this point. And you have to consider, do we ban it or do we take it away?
You take it. Take it.
You can't spell Eudora without raw. She's strong, bruh.
Yeah.
And also, there's do in her name.
He worked
so
at it.
do pick it up, because
Fusro Da.
Fusro Da. I was talking to someone who hadn't played Skyrim, man. It's like, come on, that's a part of the vernacular. You got to know that.
She has great crowd control, great damage. She even looks like a decent person. Why wouldn't you pick it up?
They have to do it now. Ban it or ban it out.
Or ban it out.
Ban it out.
Yeah.
We've seen teams handle it that way. Just ban her out.
Well, that's a good question, because Guangzhou Gaming now faced with a conversation that is going to lean them one way or the other, a little bit like this or that. In fact, speaking of that game, we had Guangzhou Gaming make a few decisions that might split the team a little bit earlier this week.
Hey guys, my name is Apel, and right now we'll be playing a this or that, just to see whether the players, are they on the same page or not? Okay, right now you guys can line up straight. So, we got 5 questions here. The first one is, first thing, after you wake up, do you brush your teeth or eat breakfast? All right, you know what? They all brush their teeth. Okay, come back to the middle. So now, before scrims, what's your routine? Do you shower first or don't shower? All right, now we know that they don't shower. So, which jungle heroes you guys prefer? Ling over there, Nolan over here. Only one person likes the Ling. So for this one, how do they like to warm up before a game? Playing rank or playing training? Like Guangzhou Gaming, they're all good. They are in sync, so no penalties for them. So thank you very much, guys. Good luck for your game, and we'll see you guys next time.
Sweaty scrims. That's okay, though. You know, at the end of the day, you're going to sweat in scrims. So if you shower before, you're still going to have to shower afterwards. I like the logic.
I mean, some people, they might wash away the mojo.
They might.
That's true.
They might wash away the mojo.
Yeah.
It's a different vibe. Might be more relaxed, too.
Different vibe, but then what was that also? They don't like, they do ranked or training mode?
Oh, training mode. Yeah,
Training
what's
mode?
up with that?
I've always warmed up in rank. I mean, first game of the day is ranked.
Maybe that's why we're just casters.
Maybe. You got a point.
That's it.
I'm just saying.
That's it.
We're good, but not that good. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying?
Listen. I
Know what I'm saying?
How about when you play ranked? Here's the question: is it before bed? Is it at night? Do you get it first thing of the day?
It's 24/7 rain day.
24/7. Wow. Okay.
When shouldn't you play rank?
Haven't you seen us in the talent room?
Is that what you're doing with that tablet right there when you don't
playing
have
right
it?
there,
Because
man.
we're done with the telestrator, by the way.
You're
just AFKing mid? Oh, he took it off. We know what LaFell's doing. You gave him too much control, Brigida. We told you not to do it. At this point, though, we have everything that we need because this game is absolutely unpredictable. Going to draft for the third and final time between China and EECA. The gatekeepers of top 8 trying to gatekeep China's last hope here at MSC, who are desperately looking to match the result on the women's side of making it into the knockout stages. Can May, right there on your screen, figure out what to bring to the table to get a win?
I gotta say, first of all, I appreciate that whenever something goes wrong, we throw it over to Brigida.
Yes.
It's her fault, not our fault. I appreciate that. And
Yeah.
number 2, I feel like it's more on the mentality of the game because game number 2, clearly they just played scared. And that's not how you should play against Team Spirit, where you saw that in game number 1, just fight when you have the chance and it somehow worked out. You kind of have to go back to game number 1.
It's tough to, put it plainly because that's exactly how it felt. It just felt like they were kind of in this state of we're scared to move around the map.
Limbo.
They were in limbo. They can't really move, and it almost was that mentality of we're so far behind, just go next. And so now it's their chance for Guangzhou Gaming to make this happen here. This is why I was making the point earlier, where it's like, you have to be able to bounce back from game to game, even not just from the days here, because after getting slapped like that in game 2, how do you bounce back in game 3? Well, we've already talked about what can potentially happen in the draft, and that's really where it starts. And you just got to have a better game plan here for Guangzhou Gaming if they want to move forward, because now the momentum is in favor of Team Spirit. And we've seen this before, where once they have momentum, they can usually take it just as quickly in game 3.
I'm only asking for one thing for Modi. Have a hero that can dive, something like a Yuzong, something like an Alice. That seems more his niche, right? Picking on something like a Bellery, I guess he can kind of do that, but he requires the flicker. So I just want him to use someone that can dive in. That's like his identity. Don't stray away from that.
Well, the Paquito actually taken out by GZG and the Cho as well. The Atlas also denied by Team Spirit, who will switch sides this game. And Expanding Rivers, one of our fastest map choices. I believe it is the second fastest. And one of the interesting things about this situation, which as a fan of MOBAs, every team comes in with a different plan and blueprint. But in game 1, game 2, both teams get a blueprint of what works for them. And so this draft is so exciting because both teams are trying to deny the blueprint of success for the other team while trying to get as many pieces of what worked in the games that they won for themselves. But it also opens up another layer, Naisu, which is, will somebody have prepared to surprise the other team again? Will they have more in their pockets that they'll bring out that might just change the narrative completely?
I think this MSC already has shown us how deep the pockets of the teams and the coaches, and in this instance for Coach Sunday and Coach Coldstar, they might dive into that. If not, then they just play their best game. I mean, this is something that a lot of people have been talking about online too from previous teams that now have been knocked out. It's like, well, sometimes do you go for comfort? Do you go for those heroes or that style of play that's worked for you so long? Or are you forced to adapt in the current meta? And that's kind of what we've seen through the courses of this. So I think as you're seeing the bans, those are even different in this sense. So it's like, the game plan is already going to change. This first blue pick will tell us where things want to go. Do they just grab the Eudora? Is there something better? The Hirara and the Ling still up for contention between them. It's going to be the Hirara for Guangzhou Gaming, at least now. So the trade that we expect, this Team Spirit, just take that Eudora.
Eudora as well as the Belleric. Something that we do have to put in context here, this is the decider match. Win, you make top 8. Lose, your keys get crushed. And I feel like that's going to be a difficult conversation between the players as well as the coach. They might have a hidden pick. And there's two different mentalities. Either like, if we don't show it, we'll never be able to use it. Or, it's like, it's just difficult whether you want to take that gamble or not. Yeah, you risk it.
Because the last draft, I would say, if you look at what Guangzhou Gaming was able to do, they looked uncomfortable on some of the picks.
Yeah,
you know, it didn't work for them. So the answer right now for Team Spirit, go the Barretts, they pick it up, and the Eudora.
And I think this is actually good news for Guangzhou Gaming because it opens the Belleric for them, which I feel they had their best performance on. And then the Barretts also a good performance here, but was it so good because Guangzhou Gaming was not playing their game? And I feel like that might be something that enabled the Barretts earlier on. It is a fast one.
Oof.
But there's the Uranus also, which is available at this point, which they hadn't seen, and the Lilia.
I'm slightly worried for this Lilia here.
Yeah, you're going to get comboed and instant black shoes.
And you're going up against a Fanny.
Yep.
I mean, let's talk about this. Lilia is very aggressive. She does a lot of damage because level 1, she already has her combo. But the problem is her HP is so low, and the burst coming in from Eudora as well as Fanny, they don't need any items to really take her out of the fight. Like, even if she doesn't die, she's going to be so low that she can't do anything. So that, personally for me, is a very risky pick. And now with the Fanny being present, I gotta say, Team Spirit opened up this draft very strong.
Yeah, not only that, but also just having this Uranus for Guangzhou Gaming. It's not like you can stop the Fanny from cabling through, you know, or deal with the Barretts, or obviously the lock-on stuns that come in with the Eudora. We've already seen it too. Eudora with one item is already scary to deal with. What more, 2, 3, you know, and you scale up like that for Team Spirit. And this is something that, again, the Lilia doesn't really solve. Yes, maybe you can go ahead and help clear some of the waves. You do a pretty good amount of early game damage too, but based off these first 3 picks for Guangzhou Gaming, you have to be able to go ahead and scale up quickly for them, because the Fanny can almost match that. And if not, if the Fanny's delayed, we've all seen Fannies just result to what we usually see with Mozgovs. Go somewhere else across the map, push that, put map pressure there. And my goodness, Game 2 showed us that if map pressure is a problem for Guangzhou Gaming, they seem to not know how to solve that.
It's also kind of a cool indication of where the hero comfort is, because we're seeing some picks we're not familiar with. It's possible it's a region difference. It could be a player difference. Marcel, one of the only games he's left open not banned and not picked. Both junglers already picked on both sides, so we won't see him.
Yeah,
which is like a surprise. He's got a 100% win rate.
Yeah, honestly, I even forgot about the Marcel. But yeah, Team Spirit can pick it up after this.
Yeah.
But honestly, gentlemen, looking at both teams' drafts, the best way to say it, and literally, go big or go home.
Yeah.
Because these are the drafts that you can win it super, super early, and now the Marcel gets picked up.
Good call.
I gotta say, Team Spirit, they can honestly like get the inhibitors by 11 minutes.
Yeah.
So where's that going?
Marcel?
Yeah.
He's going Rome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, going Rome. There's I don't think we've seen him flex anywhere else, but you know, he's the most, I would say, the most annoying to deal with.
Golden Road, right?
Yeah, he's kind of like a mosquito, man, and it's tough to deal with. Matilda and Brody, though, so I don't know, man. Looking at this Guangzhou Gaming draft,
go big or go home. Win all the lanes, push it, and try to end it by 12.
Does the Matilda help solve the macro problem, though?
I think it helps either the Uranus or Gerard. They're gonna go in so deep, and then that's gonna be your backup option. But I don't know, like, really for Guangzhou, it looks like all gas, no brakes.
I mean, are these not some of the 4 most prioritized picks in the entire tournament so far on the side of Team Spirit?
So far, and then a Granger to cap it all off to go in the hands of Hiko here. So playing range for range in the gold lane, but a lot of mobility for both lineups here across the map. And, you know, we've seen it before, though. Marcel's golden hour can either work for you or against you.
I gotta say, both teams want to go fast. Both teams put a lot of risk in this kind of draft. So this is one of those games.
What do we think?
It's all about mechanics, man.
Mechanics. I gotta go with Team Spirit here,
Team Spirit, you like the draft. Marcel available, 100% win rate. You with Team Spirit as well?
I love Marcel. I gotta go with Spirit as well.
Literally.
So Guangzhou will probably win it.
100% pick ban, 100% win rate. Guangzhou Gaming let Marcel through to Team Spirit. Do they know something we don't? Because if they win, they're in the knockout stage for the first time in China's history in Mobile Legends Bang Bang. If not, it is Team Spirit gatekeeping once again. Let's send it back to your casters, Mirko and Brigitte, for our final game of Series 1.
Go big or go home, as mentioned here by our studio, is the game plan and is what is reflected based on this Game 3 draft from both sides. Both are favoring Team Spirit though, Mirko. Would you say that you're also on the same page?
Honestly, if you look at the draft, if you look at the prio, it makes a lot of sense. You know, the Granger for the strong side as well, that outrange against the Brody. The Fanny on the hands of Sour Egoist as well. But Guangzhou Gaming, this time around, it really feels like they're just trying to capitalize on the mistakes of Team Spirit. And it doesn't look bad. The Uranus against the Barats. The Barats picked up, I think, way too early as well. It did well in the previous game, but I guess we'll just find out here as Guangzhou Gaming will have mid prio for the most part with this Lilia.
Okay. Hold on. Saw?
So the cables forces out the revitalize.
Yeah.
All good.
So, we did say it's looking like Guangzhou kind of capitalizing on Spirit and the draft, trying to react to it a bit more, but we're hopefully just seeing that in terms of the draft, because I don't think it'll pay off to be as passive when it comes to the game, and you're seeing it even in the gold lane matchup. Both gold laners so upfront and aggressive in terms of the laning.
Yep. But it is Hiko who has to burn the flicker first, so that's a massive advantage for Guangzhou Gaming as they look to dive past this front to back that Team Spirit wanted to play with. Recall with the rotation up top already, waiting in that bush. And Guangzhou Gaming have set up a brilliant freeze. Hiko's gonna be forced to lose out on a few minions here.
Wow.
Or maybe even die, right? Like, he has no flicker, he can't just walk up.
And that's two of the marksmen with maybe or probably the longest range to just going at it. And so we leave them for now as we take a look at how this first hurdle is going to pan out. You see Guangzhou taking a hold of it, Recall starting it off, but there's still Sao, there's still a threat of a Marcel, but there is no golden hour just yet. So I feel like Guangzhou are still somewhat trying to take control over this.
And again, the disadvantage of the Fanny with now purple buff. Look at the zone coming down, retreat battle. It's gonna be won out by Sour still, despite no purple. Recall gonna fall to first blood as well. Sour pops in a revitalize to keep everybody healthy. Spirit with a massive win. Thunder's Wrath in the mid lane, just one more splash of damage. Sunset picking up yet another 3-0 and the neutral objective.
So unfortunate for Guangzhou. They wanted to start that out. It was Recall trying to actually get some damage in for the objective, but looking at where Recall decided to position himself to, the fact that it was both Kid Bomba and Zar Egoist just locking down onto this jungler and making sure that there was no other way he could go in for the contest on the objective was what granted Team Spirit that win. You have to pay attention to the zone as well, Cam. You have to pay attention to where you actually position yourself, because if you're somewhere, anywhere near walls, Zar Egoist is just gonna have the time of his life.
And if you see that replay, man, Modi, he did all that he could to stop Bomba from getting the chomp down on towards Recall, but Bomba flickered past Modi.
Yeah.
My God. Beautifully done by Bomba to secure that neutral objective. That's how Zaur was able to just walk up, get the retreat for free. Recall, not caught on that spot, able to go for a golden hour, catches them all in place, and Hiko is gonna build on the Rhapsody. Another pick off up top, and it is against Sai on the Brody.
And this is how you like to see the Eudora being played. Now that they're ahead, now that they are actually being the more aggressive combo. And it's also probably because of Sao, just the way Sao moves around the map, which doesn't make things any less or any more difficult for Sunset Lover to just also go in with the flickers, because you are fully aware of where to anticipate Guangzhou Gaming too. So that was a flicker play you got to see from Sunset Lover. That was a burst landed onto the right target. And this is going to be a problem for Guangzhou, because you see a lot of, I think, targets for Sunset Lover in this draft, honestly. You could consider so much people to just use your burst damage onto. Oh, if that cable actually landed. Okay, they're gonna get out of this, but does Kid Bomba had the flicker.
Even the chomp to get away. Made with a circling Eagle Bomba. Oh, that's a very sad. Dino Revitalize. Oh my God, saves him. There's no damage from Guangzhou Gaming. Even after all that, a good stun coming out on Modi as TS are able to clear out the wave in the bottom lane. Sour, no purple buff, Recall on the neutral objective, and this time Kid Bomba does not have that chomp.
Oh, revitalized this time from Guangzhou too. Golden R.
Great delay. Now the retreat. Sour try to steal, but Recall stays patient on the retreat. Waits for Zaur to show it, and now it's Guangzhou on the board on the neutral objectives.
Okay, at least if they weren't able to get anything down that engage in the bottom lane, they were able to convert it into something. The fact that they at least had to send one member of Spirit back and they weren't really prepared to take on that objective was already a win in itself for Guangzhou. Kid Bomba, did he get anything from that?
Got the Purify out of Xing, but that's about it now as the torn apart memory comes around, but the double flicker goes for Sunset and Hiko to get away. The dinosaur won't have a good time there. Gun down, taken out. Modi doing a good job again, gaining this map control and giving the space for Sai to pick up a turret.
I guess that maxed out time on the channeling maybe allowed for a bit more room for Guangzhou to really set up for that fight, which they are really taking advantage of this time. May Yuna gets bursted down, but they're just really looking to steal away this orange objective. There's a conceal from TS though.
Yeah, they get the frozen moments on a few members, but no battle spells worn. Guangzhou Gaming just playing it safe. Oh, Zaur with the cutthroat. Nexing has black shoes, doesn't even need it though.
Wait, Sai? Okay. It seems like he's trying to hold this bush for a while. No one really passes through from TS though, but just like that, Guangzhou have regained control on the map in some ways. It's still a mirror trade for that tier 1 up top and down bottom, but since the next objective is spawning here, Guangzhou, they probably are looking to take advantage of this. And the fact that Kid Bomba, yes, has been doing a really good job on the Barret so far, but so long as they get there first, you could expect it to be pretty slow for the XP laner here of TS.
And this is why I had my concerns, you know, even in the early game, even though Guangzhou Gaming technically only have one resource to deal with the Fanny, that skill 2 of Sai, it's still very troublesome because for Team Spirit, they're gonna have to outplay Guangzhou Gaming around these neutral objectives, around these team fights as well.
Okay.
While Modi can just stand in front of Bomba to take those detonators. Welcome, the golden hour placed down as well. Oh, Recall trying to go for it. He's gonna be able to get away right now. The chomp comes around, and that's gonna be Sai who gets locked down, but he's able to flicker out the safety as Zaur goes over the cutthroat. Can't find it. Good stun over Spirit with the neutral objective. Take Recall walking up now with immobilization on Sunset. Just one more shot should get him down. Recall with a jumping forward, finds the kill. Immobilization on Zaur, but he's able to escape as Bomb appeals for him. Zaur in the mid lane now on Recall. Untargetable. Hiko with the dash in forward. That was actually a flicker. Burns it away. Good eye phrase by Recall. Xing thrown again, but he has the black shoes. Zaur low. CY won't be able to go for the kill.
The revitalize from both sides just made that team fight much longer than we expected it to be, but who won it out and who were still able to commit and prolong things even after the revitalizers went down were still Guangzhou Gaming. They have such low dump times, but Recall!
Uh-oh, gets away for a bit, but Zaur was just waiting there. Together with Zaur, Ego is the free kill up top. Chop down, Purify out from Modi. Turret 4 sign, bottom lane on the Brody as Zaur is able to go on the tier 2 up top, and this will be a win for TS. This is a very good trade on the board for them.
Yeah, even though they lost mid though, but the purple, I think that changes things a bit.
It's okay. He'll be able to steal the purple buff on the other side of the map, and Modi has no Purify, still goes up. Has the guiding wind to get him out, but the purple buff, again, not even stolen by Guangzhou Gaming. Still a massive win for Spirit.
Yeah, they just swapped purple buffs basically at this point, but Guangzhou, again, despite them getting a couple more tier 1s, even in mid, TS though, they still have the 4K lead and they're looking to take that one turret in mid as well if only they find an opening, but they're gonna respect Guangzhou. They're literally around these members though, and they will be first to prio and position themselves in this upcoming Lord.
This is really not looking good for Guangzhou Gaming. Their jungler is so behind, and their idea right now is to give the orange buff over to Sai. Recall's 2 levels down. How can he win the red tree now? Zaur just needs to go for the red tree, gets it in time. With a 2-level lead, it's almost guaranteed. Recall with the walk up on Sunset. But TS get away.
Yep, as much as Guangzhou, I think, wanted to do something there and at least get a trade, Sao was just too eager to stop them in their tracks. This is a Marcel who has been very proactive in terms of the gameplay. Okay, he's gonna spot Recall there too, but at the same time, you can just rely on him to really block off Guangzhou Gaming in case they want to go for the chase, just because of the fact that you probably are not expecting as much burst from Guangzhou just yet. Oh, that's a flicker though.
Uh-oh, great golden hour. Catches me. Oh my god! He still flies by and Hiko punishes him. Now it's out with the cables. A chomp down with a Purify already baited out. Sai gets pulled back by the missiles of Bomba. Pops into it in nature, but this does have no damage to deal with these tanks up front.
That's the difference. You see, TS, they have Sunset Lover, they have Hiko, such reliable sources to just burst down one of the front lines, quote unquote, here for Guangzhou, because it's always Mei who pushes forward and has to push forward, but TS this time with a siege.
Modi's low, still able to get away. Has the consecration, pops it here. The retribution from Recall. And a good clear with the Lilia as well against Team Spirit Siege.
Oh, they're gonna lose out on so much though. That's a tier 2 down bot and in mid, falling into the hands of Spirit. At least Mei is back right now, but these synced up waves are really becoming a problem. Now it's TS with a 6k lead. Initially it was just 3 to 4k, but now even take a look at the items. But before that, Zor!
Oh no, gets stunned up, torn apart memory. Not enough to take him down, very close though. Not enough Sky Piercer stacks just yet. And it's because of the Dreadnought armor that Sour got that saved him.
Yep. Okay, that's a flask 2 for Sao. Guardian already picked up by Kid Bomba here on the barracks. So you could expect them to just really stay for much longer. And they're going to be very calculated about this. They fully respect, we all know for a fact Guangzhou have pretty much reliable wave clear. That's a Brody, Lilia you're already looking at. On top of the fact that Modi can just be the one to put himself up front. And TS are just looking to wait for this next, but do they actually wait? Zar, he's positioned here really, really well. Catches Recall. The iframes are gonna be there, fortunately, though.
Yep. Not much he can do, you know? I mean, you need to be very instant with the burst, very hard to catch the Hirara. Just with one dude. That's why usually it's the Eudora that gets her, gets the stun. Everybody can just follow it through.
Zar, the way he's been positioning himself.
Yeah, very aggressive.
You know they want something before this next objective.
It's all up to CY right now to be the guy to carry Guangzhou Gaming, right? Like, he has the way to stop the Fanny. The only way, as of right now, they got a full peel for Sai.
Ooh. The waves. It's just really Zar holding on to this position.
It's kind of crazy.
Guangzhou have no idea he's there.
It's a very small dino. No big guy stacks on Bomba.
Still looking for those stacks. Now they spot out where Guangzhou are. They fully reveal the information, and Zar, he's just waiting. Sao reveals just much more info.
Oh man, great golden hour, catches Sai. Oh, Modi gets bursted down, straight up. The consecration already baited earlier. Now Exing can't even use the black shoes. Gets cut-throated down to the ground as Recall goes into the bottom lane. And Spirits don't even want to go for the Lord. They want to go for top 8. They want to qualify to the knockout stage.
What a play from Spirit. Could this be it? Recall goes in. Oh no, but he gets bursted.
A big chomp down right now. Spits it, not a stun for Hiko to pick up the kills. He flickers in. Sai, very low. That's a win in nature as well. TS, now they say it's enough. We're gonna go for the Lord, guaranteed.
Yep, Moni's back. Xing, he'll be back too. There will be much more reliable wave here for Guangzhou, and TS are gonna play it safe. But that was such a great plan coming in from TS. They knew they had enough burst, so if they had to deal with a target from Guangzhou one at a time, they had enough damage to do so. Now Sunset Lover even picking the Divine Glaive will make things all the more difficult for Guangzhou, for them to go up against Spirit in this scenario. As we take a look at that, yep, it is going to be the Divine Glaive, the Lightning Truncheon as well. So you have to be very careful. Even Modi earlier on, you saw how they were able to deal with him only with the Oracle as his somewhat of a defense item for magic damage. Now there's really starting to play the kind of game we're expecting from Spirit. They have a Lord marching up top, but it's Zar. Again, possibly looking for an entry from the opposite side.
So for Guangzhou, it's all about how they react to this. It's not the Evolve Lord just yet. They actually still have a shot at defending this with a Lilia. But it gets very difficult knowing there's an 8.7k gold lead and a few stacks already on Hiko. Modi caught in the Thunder's Wrath. Black shoes used very early on. Lord up top, gonna be able to take the turret down already, as that's gonna be Spirit with a priority on the bot side as well. Both side lane base turrets have fallen.
Such a great tool to create space. Golden R laid down perfectly just so Spirit get that base turret. So now they're looking to take out even this last one in mid. The damage from Hiko too is already no joke. Sao catches one.
Bomba's just trying to zone right there, and he does well. Circling Eagle, now the retaliation on Bomba. He doesn't have the flicker. Torn apart memory takes him down, and Sour is able to cable out of there. 1 for 3. 1 kill for 3 base turrets. Spirit will take that any day of the week.
Yep. 15 minutes in, they finally exposed the base here for Guangzhou Gaming. Though they do show some signs of life, it takes a bit of time before they actually go in. They need to ensure that there is actually a target that will easily be within reach, but they're really pushing forward this time though. Guangzhou want to somehow equalize the map as we're taking a look at it right now. But you gotta pay attention to Zar and how they protect Sai.
That's for sure. Double Sky Piercer? Wait, Tower. Oh my god, brother. You're playing with fire, bro. Just dashes into a Brody, Mathilda, and Hirara. What do you think about this double Sky Piercer? They're going up against... Hey, they steal the purple, but they don't go to their own purple, man. Bus.
Okay, at this point, the kills are pretty much spread between Recall and Sai, yes, but...
Wait, what's the point of stealing the purple if you're gonna leave the purple for TS?
Yeah. They were... TS are just too quick.
You gotta explain this to me, Brig. Or maybe the panel needs to explain this to me.
The panel will have the telestrator to do that for us.
Some of these games, I feel like I need to be streaming, man.
Rain Day will have the telestrator to do that for us.
Yeah, okay, please.
Now they will not have that...
LaFell, please, telestrator on that moment.
Yep,
Yes.
Yes, you can highlight that. Okay, so we have a Lord now. It is still going to be Zar on the opposite side dealing with the waves first. And TS, I don't think they'll have as much problems with this. They have to still pay attention to the burst. Sawo with the conceal.
Look at the waves, though. Zaur can just end the game. If Guangzhou Gaming want to take this fight, and now they're going to have to fight 4v5. Recall, oh, he goes in. Gets the untargetable golden hour, isolates him for the rest of the team. Hiko! Flicker in, a shot to the face, and that was Modi. All alone, the circling eagle used to get away. Modi's dodging away from the bullets. Call him Neo the way he's dodging from those shots. Sign the bush, torn apart memory. Maybe if they didn't get double Sky Pierce. Nah, actually, it doesn't even matter.
So close, Sunset Lover. At least they got the flicker down, but that's about it. They've only gotten battle spells out from TS. I feel like Hiko even uses aggressively. And now with the Lord and an exposed base, Guangzhou Gaming, they only have so much to rely on. Xing and Sai will have to go for the defense of their lives. And Kid Bomba has a flicker too. Who knows if he actually finds another surprise Daytona's welcome.
At this point, Spirit's gotta drop the ball for them to lose this game. Guangzhou Gaming, they have the clear. But it's going to be delayed by Spirit. Sawa with a golden hour onto the Lord right now as the waves come crashing down. Modi gets away with the guiding wind. That's instant cutthroat on Xing. Again, not given the time to use the black shoes. A big chop down coming in. And Bomba spits him out, gets a two-man stun. The rest of the team capitalizing. He goes unstoppable. And Team Spirit confirmed their slot in the knockout stage.
It's a reverse sweep to get into top 8. Team Spirit make it through and get past that lower bracket after falling to Vamos earlier this week. And Guangzhou Gaming will unfortunately have to end their journey here. But what a fight did they show us here up against Spirit. It was so close for them to make history once more. With the experience, you just see Team Spirit eventually coming out on top.
It's just so sad to see after that great game one for Guangzhou Gaming. Even our panel, well, one of our panelists, Mr. LaFell, said it's that Nihao energy because they're always the ones kind of like walking up and saying, yo, hello. But here it was more Tai Chen energy, Rose goodbye. Like, I mean, they were just chilling, reacting, going in randomly. Double Sky Pierce.
Yeah, because if you look at the post-item or post-game stats, which our studio will also talk about later, it is confirmed they stuck with the double Sky Piercer up until the very end, but we saw it with 2 kills, 1 kill each. It stayed the same, and now we have to talk to our winners. Another team making it into the knockouts as we throw it over to the stage.
Thank you very much, my friends. It is done and dusted. Team Spirit move on to the knockout stage. A huge moment here. And Sunset Lover joining me on the interview, of course, with our translator, Asal. A few questions to ask. First of all, game one, what do you feel happened there that the game slipped away from your fingers?
Расскажите, пожалуйста, вот первая игра, как вы считаете, почему буквально утекла она у вас из рук?
А мне... Can I just say in English? Okay. In the... I think that was a draft diff, you know, because we have only the start draft. We won the start and we troll a bit in some fights. And then their pick was much better because our main character, like Brody, cannot play the fight normally because of Grok and because of Alice. And I think it was hard game. And I think it was hard game because of that.
So that's in game one. Of course, you brought it back in 2 and 3. Do you feel like you were able to lock in? You were talking about, there's a bit of trolling in game one. Did you just lock in going into 2 and 3 to close it?
Sure. We do our best on the game 2. We also won the start. Our draft was much better, you know, and we was so confident in that draft, so we just stomped them.
And how are you able to choose things together? Is this with your coach also who's kind of helping you out, making sure that you have the proper draft for every game as a reaction?
What's again?
Is it mostly all you together that are selecting what sort of draft you're going with, or is it more your coach that also is feeding in info for it, countering what your opponents have?
The main drafter is Kid Bomba, and coach and Savo also helping him a lot, and all of us can just a little bit help with our roles, you know, like Kid Bomba asking me, for example, Sunset, what do you think about this match and that draft, and etc.
Very good. Then you've been to a bunch of tournaments at this point internationally. It's been a while that you've seen all of this stage experience. How do you feel this MSC is different than previous MSCs and M series that you've been part of?
First of all, it's not in Asia, you know. The weather outside is like so different. It's the first time when tournament in Europe. Here's a lot of difference, like the food, the weather, the I don't know, atmosphere, and also I like the tournament. I like the atmosphere here, and finally we did it to the playoffs. So I'm excited.
Honestly, it's not your first time, obviously, at knockouts either. There's been a lot of surprises that have happened here, results-wise. Do you feel that you're expecting all of these upsets that we were seeing? You know, Team Liquid being eliminated, also being a big part of them, or through scrims, you were kind of expecting crazy things to happen?
We didn't expect that Team Liquid will just lose to everyone, but we can understood that it's not Team Liquid meta, you know, there is Assassins most of all, and Carl Tizzy is more tank jungler, so I thought Team Liquid will be like top 4 maximum, you know, but it was so unexpected that they lost. There is also so unexpected that Aurora will stomp all of them, stomp all of the teams for the first match, you know, and they looks like the favorites, you know, of the tournament. So we'll see what will happen next.
It's the beauty of MSC. You never know what you get out of it. One more time then, Team Spirit victorious. Thank you very much, Sunset Lover, for joining me. We'll bring out the rest of the team because, as we said at the start of today, it's all about crushing keys. You guys move on to knockouts, and I will ask you to join me over here. Spasiba, my friends. Come on over. Come on over. We're going to open up our wall for the first time of today. 4 matches, 4 eliminations, and 4 players or 4 teams advancing. Join us in here. It's time to crush Guangzhou Gaming's key. Does any one of you want to do it?
No.
Zari, go, you ready?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go. All yours. It only makes sense that quite possibly one of the best junglers MLBB has ever seen is ready to go. And he'll be the one to crush Guangzhou Gaming's hopes. Keep it going, my friend. I know he's so used to putting pedal on the metal in the game, and here it all goes down. Team Secret to the knockout stage. Going hard in the paint no matter the moment. And this is what happens when you get eliminated from MSC at the Esports World Cup. You get smashed to bits. And that's the lesson to be learned. Team Spirit advanced. And there's a lot to break down. I know telestrations are set and ready for this one. So please, my friends on the panel, all yours.
Well, the hope of China crushed in that moment, metaphorically and also in this set. The gatekeepers of Team Spirit do it yet again and gatekeep another region trying to make it to the knockout stage for the first time while Spirit go through. But it was so much more than that. It was a tactical masterclass. It was also a showcase of the young talent, Zauer Egoist, Sunset Lovers, comfort in mid with the Eudora 3 times in a row, Naisu. There were so many things that went right for Team Spirit that, yes, GZG disappointed, but it's really what Team Spirit brought to the table, showing that they proved to be in that knockout stage.
I like hearing that from Sunset Lover too, you know, that when it comes to the draft, Kid Bomba's the one really helping them kind of make those decisions. And it's one of those cases where it's like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Eudora 3 games in a row. We saw Kid Bomba play the Barretts a couple times now too. And the game plan for them was really standard. I mean, even, yes, Zauer Egoist to pick up a Fanny like this. Mind you, he got a couple kills plus the first turtle without even the purple buff. So there was just really good execution from a team like this for Team Spirit. This is something, again, that we expected. I would have been surprised still, though, if it was Guangzhou Gaming to send them out of the tournament, but you saw the key crush there, man. That felt like there was intention.
That was brutal.
That was a brutal key crush.
Yeah. I mean, like, speaking of brutal, this is basically reliving the nightmare for Guangzhou, because this is basically the same situation where they're 1 game away and they got match point.
Yeah.
And then got reverse swept. So this is 2 times now where they almost went to top 8 and then get reverse swept like that.
Well, one of the interesting parts about these 2 regions coming up is you get to see these different styles. And he mentioned Aurora Gaming, which suddenly became the favorites after their performance of constant wins and constant meta shifts. One of the things they pioneered is the Eudora. That was given 3 times over to Sunset Lover. You would probably not see that in a matchup with Team Spirit and Aurora Gaming given to anybody 3 times in a row, if they could help it. And of course, that was just one of the many things that showed up in these drafts. Naisu.
Also, you called it, Rain Day, the Marcel. You know, the Marcel, you mentioned that in the draft, and I think that was also really a good decision to go ahead and bring it up, just because, again, you were able to go ahead and obviously use his snapshot that's built in that kit. The golden hours that we usually saw from Sao were pretty on point too, whether that was to kind of zone out the members of Guangzhou Gaming or even to stall out, like the Lord pushing himself. You know, you can kind of hold in there, but then you can line things up. We saw that with the stun with the Eudora, the Rhapsody shots with the Granger in the hands of Hiko. There were so many ways for them to kind of choose the way they wanted to approach a team fight, and that's what Marcel kind of lets you do. Plus, just kind of having that sustainability with the Revitalize that he built in is another way that this composition from Team Spirit worked really well. So alongside Coach Coldstar and then, of course, Kid Bomba, great draft.
But also, we got to say that Guangzhou Gaming, unfortunately, that draft has a lot of exploitable holes there, right? Having the Lilia is pretty strong early game, but as we said, basically three heroes have a lot of bursts that made it so that the Lilia cannot be a part of the game. So that's already making it into a 4v5. And without your mid helping out, both your EXP as well as your roamers can't really stay in front for a long time because there's no damage threat to the people that's threatening the front line. So I think that they were very ambitious with the draft, trying to make it so that they can win early, they can have a heavy push, which we saw-ish, but also even the items, nicely, right? The cast was talking about it, 2 early Sky Piercers.
2 Sky Piercers.
That is very greedy. Usually we only see 1 in a team. If you have 2, the problem is the Sky Piercer gives 0 value unless you get 3 or more kills. So before that, it's just a wasted slot. And because of that, we see Brody did not have enough damage, right?
He was like defense. He was like defense Brody.
Yep.
Yeah. One of the things I love about the comments that we just saw were actually the mention of the atmosphere in Paris, the fact that it's Europe, it's different food, it's different weather, and Sunset Lover and Team Spirit will be moving on. The team that will have to find their way back home will be Guangzhou Gaming. And instead of LaFell doing a breakdown of what went wrong, we decided we'd just do an exit interview with May.
Right now, we're here with team captain May. May, could you walk us through what happened in that match?
那么现在呢，我们可以看到我们团队的队长 May， 请告诉我们在这次比赛当中发生了什么事情呢？
我们觉得就是还是实力不足吧，没有办法抵抗对面出招的方式。
I think we still didn't do well enough, and we are still a bit weaker compared to the other team and counter against their tactics.
Okay, so was it because of the gameplay? Was it comms issues? Was it the meta maybe that didn't suit them?
那觉得可能会是什么原因呢？是因为这个现场的一些技巧呢？是因为最新的一个这些版本呢？这些有效的战术呢？还是哪些方面呢？
我们觉得版本变动对我们队伍的改变很大，因为来到 EWC 赛场，马上就经历了一个很大的版本变动，使得我们之前练的阵容都没有办法有效。
I think, in fact, the meta change had a big impact on our team. Since we came here and we realized that we have to try to adjust our team and try to adjust our tactics, so that will take a time to get used to that.
Understood. Very understood. But how did it feel to go so close, come so close to the knockouts?
是的，那么我们非常理解您的状况，但是这个比赛非常激烈，就是几乎都快要赢了。您现在的感受如何呢？
就是感觉还是比较失落吧，因为还是没有进到8强。我觉得，这是中国赛区离8强最近的一次吧。
Yes, actually, I'm a bit disappointed because we are getting so close to get into the to win this knockout stage. This is the closest time we come this far, so it's a pity.
But it's only going up from here. May, that was a wonderful performance nevertheless. So what's next for you and your team?
但是呢，我们并不会止步于此。那么，我们相信您刚才所做的表现呢，也是非常棒的。在未来呢，有什么打算呢？
我觉得未来就继续征战好下一个国内的联赛，还有世界赛吧，争取在世界赛上把中国赛区和东亚赛区的内容展现出来。
Well, we will go back and continue practicing. Hopefully, in the future, in the next game and matches, we can show our ability. Hopefully, we can be in a better position next time.
Obviously, yes. And we are waiting. Once again, May, thank you. Do you have any messages to anyone back at home?
是的，我们肯定会也是期待着您有如此的成就。那对于您的这个粉丝或者是国内的任何的战友呢，这样来有没有什么想对他们讲的？
还是感谢大家能一直支持我们，然后也对我们抱有期望的队伍说声抱歉，因为这次我们没有能做好。
Well, first, thank you very much indeed for all the fans who supported us. And I do feel sorry. So for this match, we didn't reach your expectations. I'm sorry about that. Next time, hopefully, we can be the winner.
We can't wait to see you again. Thank you so much for your journey here at MSC. We're going to throw it over back to you guys.
非常感谢您来到现场。那么我们期待着再次能够见到您。谢谢。
Well, thank you, Turner, for that one. It was great to talk to May. We know that he wanted to get them into a better position. He did, but they were one game short still of the knockout stages, which means there's still more to prove. There's still more coming for China and the region in MSC and in MLBB. Reminder, we've got 3 more series coming up, so get your pick'ems in. If you have a chance to do so, well, here are the ones to guess on. Pro Esports, Entity 7, Onyx, Selangor Red Giants, Team Falcons matchup between another Team Falcons and PH and Mena going toe-to-toe. All of these are decider matchups. All of these we're going to talk about soon. We're going to bring back the panel in a moment after we go on a little bit of a hiatus because Pro Esports and Entity 7 are coming up soon. Again, get your pick'ems in. Tell us who you think is going to win if you have a chance to do so and be right. Maybe you're on the other side of things. We had a 92% earlier that went the other way around yesterday. Can you guess? And maybe surprise all of us. On the other side of this one, we'll talk Entity 7. But I do want to let you know that if you're a fan of Acecraft, there's a new way to play in We Fly Together. It's some co-op. Sounds fun. Gauntlet here at Paris, France, in the Port Expo de Versailles. It's such a great time here to get going with MSC, and continuing on with our coverage, you can be a part of it too. If you want to co-stream, make sure to look at these prizes, look at the opportunity, because you might be able to win something. You might also be able to gain some viewership or just be a part of the conversation, which is trending all over the world. Some cool news, MLBB has actually peaked out this EWC's viewership yesterday with 1.6 million overall viewers in that matchup, I believe, between Onyx and Aurora. The highest peak of EWC 2026 so far. So all of you watching have contributed to that. We appreciate you. If you want to be a part of the streaming side, make sure to scan that QR code that you just saw and join the fun. All right, welcome back to the desk. My name is Rain Day. It's been a great day so far. We see Team Spirit move through. Guangzhou Gaming go home. I'm with Naisu and Lafell, and it's time to now start talking about a matchup that everyone wants to see. It's Pro Esports versus maybe the hottest team in all of MLBB right now, Entity 7.
Yeah, man, I would have said, Pro Esports definitely was one of the teams to surprise everybody, but I think Entity 7 last night took the mantle and just showed it to the whole world, because you're going into this matchup now after defeating an opponent like TLPH last night, the defending champions of last year's EWC 2026 MSC. And you ride into this matchup. You have all the confidence in the world now to go against a team like Pro Esports. I think, I don't know. People are still talking right now about that matchup last night.
I mean, I got to tell you, Randy, so far, the Clash of the Champion Breakers here, both have really showed up against the MSC champions. Or is it really just the MSC champions not rising to the occasion?
Yeah.
That's an interesting question. You could look at it as maybe there wasn't a grasp of the meta. The very first question I asked about Team Liquid PH, which many people have seen, is actually, is it that the utility jungle is the more comfortable way to approach this than the assassin meta jungle? And it seems like, the meta was, I think, maybe not understood by Liquid, but also I got to give props to Entity 7 for capturing a win after having a pretty disappointing result and showcase in their first game as well.
Yeah, just again, what they were able to showcase in last night's match against TL was amazing. Pro Esports too. I think most people, the first big play that they really were taken by for MSC was, again, Coily, what he was able to do on the Hirara early on of MSC. And just, Pro Esports, again, are one of the teams that just seem to have adapted really well to this just fight meta. And both these regions are known for that. A lot of other regions around the world of competitive scene for MLBB are just really good. Certain teams or certain regions are really good at just scrappy fights, team fights, where it almost feels a little chaotic.
Yeah.
But it's not to them. They're executing it really well. And, some of the teams that aren't used to that have struggled here and there. But this meta is just so fun to watch as it develops.
And one of the things that's developed is this kind of dark horse conversation, but really the new era of MLBB, which has been a talking point here for the last couple of years, supporting these new regions like China and, of course, South America, the Americas coming into maybe their forefront, Cambodia in different ways as well, taking to this main stage, having a chance to get to knockouts. There's a different macro kind of storyline happening as well, Lafell.
Yeah, honestly, looking at MSC, this is just a different kind of zoo, right? We have underdogs, dark horses, maybe even eventually a black swan, crouching dragon. There's just a lot going on.
I'm trying to think of something to add to that as well.
I mean, quack, quack.
Is there an ugly duckling?
What is? We asked this on the caster desk last night. What is Entity 7? Are they literally just an entity?
Oh, dang. So
what?
That makes sense.
What kicked down the cavalry, man? What was it? An entity?
They're haunting a lot of people. 7 of them? 7.
I mean, here's the thing. I really feel like we also got to talk about how this is very emotionally charged for a lot of the players, and sometimes that can actually, I would say, screw over their game plan, because sometimes they want to be aggressive, but then emotions start to come up because, again, you see your keys. You know your keys again. In fact, even my boy here, Naisu, he teared up after seeing the key getting crushed for Guangzhou. His tears just went down. But props to you. You held it in.
Thank you.
You stay professional.
You helped me.
And because of that, we love you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's the only reason we love you.
The rest were like, okay.
That's right. Well, let's take a look at Pro Esports and their roster here. And I think this is a team that maybe deserves even more of a dark horse. I think they themselves have said, we are as good as anybody in this tournament. We have a chance now to go to the knockout stages as well. It started off really a great performance on the Belleric with PPP. And to me, he's a guy we needed to hear from before we jumped into this set. set. So we actually had to turn a talk with him earlier.
Hey everyone, it's Eterna. Now we are with PPP. 5 Ps, right? Yes, okay. So we are with, what do I call you?
PP.
PP. Okay, so we just keep it to PP. Okay, PP. Coming into this, it's a high pressure match. This is another elimination match where you are up now against Entity 7. How do you feel about this match? Did you sleep well last night?
បាទអញ្ចឹងអានេះជាពេលវេលាឬប្រកាសប្រកួតមួយដែលមាន pressure មានសម្ពាធច្រើនអញ្ចឹងបើសិនចាញ់ថ្ងៃនេះមានន័យថាធ្លាក់ហើយអញ្ចឹងយើងប្រកួតជាមួយនឹង Entity 7 តើអ្នកបានសម្រាប់គ្រប់គ្រាន់អត់ហើយមានអារម្មណ៍ម៉េចដែរចូលក្នុងការប្រកួតមួយនេះសម្រាប់ការគេងពួកខ្ញុំគេងបានគ្រប់គ្រាន់ហើយសម្រាប់ការត្រៀមខ្លួនពួកខ្ញុំត្រៀមខ្លួនរួចរាល់ហើយសម្រាប់ការប្រកួតប៉ះ E7 លើកនេះ So regarding my sleep, I did get enough sleep for this match. And we are ready to take on E7 today.
Very nice, very nice. Were you surprised about the results from E7 yesterday, considering they made a huge upset here at MSC?
ចុះបងអូនភ្ញាក់ផ្អើលចំពោះលទ្ធផលថ្ងៃម្សិលមិញដែល Entity 7 បានឈ្នះក្រុមគេខ្ញុំអត់ភ្ញាក់ផ្អើលបងព្រោះដោយសារពួកខ្ញុំក៏គិតថា P7 អាចឈ្នះ Liquid ដែរ I wasn't surprised at the result because I thought E7 could take on Team Liquid.
Oh, can I ask why?
How do I? មើលតាមហ្គេមដែល Liquid ហើយនឹង E7 លេង Just watching the competition or the match between E7 and Team Liquid.
Oh, okay. What do you think makes them so strong? What makes E7 so strong right now?
Okay, ตา E7 ខ្លាំងចំណុចអីខ្លះគាត់ខ្លាំងចំណុចដែលគាត់វាយគ្នាហ្មងគាត់ They're strong in their way they attack and the way they combo together.
Okay, so we're talking about team fights. And when we're speaking about team fights, Belleric has also risen in such popularity here at MSC. I'm wondering, from your perspective, what makes Belleric so strong right now?
អញ្ចឹងក្រុមច្រើនប្រើ Belleric អញ្ចឹងតា Belleric ខ្លាំងចំណុចអីខ្លះBelleric តាន់ហើយអាចអថាទៅ Golan យើ Golan ដែលវាយមក Belleric ហើយអាចមានអាទី stun ច្រើនវាល្អសម្រាប់អ្នកលេងតែងឥឡូវហ្នឹង Because Belleric is a tank, he can take on the gold lane a lot and can even stun other opponents.
Okay, so there's a lot of things that the Belleric can do right now. Is that something that you're comfortable with? Do you like the meta right now for the position?
Okay, ហើយតាអ្នកអរប្អូនមានអារម្មណ៍ថាការ meta មួយនេះគឺស្រួលលេងឬអត់វាមិនស្រួលហើយក៏វាមិនបានដែរបង It's not easy, but it's also not difficult for me.
Okay. I like this. So coming into this next matchup, do you have a message to your fans?
Okay, អញ្ចឹងចូលប្រកួតលើកនេះតើបងមានអីដែលចង់និយាយទៅ fan របស់បងសូមឲ្យអ្នកនរគ្នានៅខ្មែរទាំងអស់ជួយគាំទ្រ Pro Esport ពួកខ្ញុំផងហើយកុំភ្លេចជួយមើល live Pro Esport លេងផងអ្នកខ្ញុំសូមអរគុណ I just want to say everyone please all the Cambodian fans please support us in this match and don't forget to watch the live stream.
Thank you so much for the translation. Thank you so much as well for this interview, PP. Hope to catch you soon because we're going to throw it over back to you guys.
Well, PP saying that he respects Entity 7 and actually could have seen them winning that game. They obviously did. They won 2, but also noting he loves the Belleric, the potential to disrupt the gold lane, Naisu. We've seen it all. We've seen it in his games. We've seen it this tournament.
Yep.
But a lot of confidence and good to hear some thoughts heading into this matchup from PP.
Again, it's regions like Cambodia. It's teams like Pro Esports that just thrive on this current meta that's developed, over the past week now up to this point, and they show it. So, whether it's the Belleric, whether it's whatever they want to put in the hands of their roams or their gold lanes, even the jungle, again, coily. There's so many things to highlight here throughout Pro Esports' lineup that's worked so well for them, and that's something that is gonna, I feel like, potentially take them into the knockout stage here. But they have a tough opponent now after the momentum from yesterday.
That's a great point. And that opponent, of course, is known as Entity 7. They are from the Americas, Latin America, South America, North America. They share share one slot this year. This is the first time that we've seen South America take that slot. And now, not only that, they have taken down the defending champions of MSC and Team Liquid PH yesterday, which many are calling one of the biggest upsets in MLBB history. Whether that's true or not, we do know one thing. That has been a phenomenal performance so far from everyone in Entity 7. And we had a chance to talk with Shin earlier with Eterna to see how they're feeling after that historic win.
It's Eterna here with Shin from Entity 7, the team to beat one of the favorites, or the favorite, the defending champions, TL. And I think everyone is talking about you right now. What did that victory mean to you and your team?
Dieron la gran sorpresa el día de ayer al ganar esta partida. Todo el mundo está hablando de ustedes ahorita. ¿Cómo se sienten ahora como equipo?
Nos sentimos bastante felices, bastante emocionados, con mayor confianza. Pudimos dar un buen draft y bueno, conseguimos ganarle a uno de los mejores equipos que yo considero.
We are very happy. We got our confidence back. We managed to get a win against one of the best teams in the world. And I think that now we have a better draft and we can win now.
And like, what happened? Like, did you expect it to go 1-1, 2-1, 2-0? Because that was a 2-0 victory against TL. Was that something that you expected?
¿Y tú esperabas que fuera esto el resultado 2-0? ¿Esperabas que fuera un 2-1? ¿O cómo te sientes el haber ganado un 2-0?
No esperé un 2-0, la verdad esperaba un 2-1 o incluso que nos ganaron, porque bueno, ellos son considerados los mejores, digamos. Así que esperaba que nos ganaran, pero ganamos.
We were not expecting a 2-0. We were actually expecting a 2-1 or even losing the game because they are actually one of the best teams in the world. But we won 2-0, so that happened.
And now they're confident. So let's check, what is your confidence level up against Pro Esports today?
¿Qué tan confiado te sientes en contra de Pro Esports hoy?
La verdad no los conozco mucho. O sea, lo íbamos a revisar ahora, pero bueno, estoy acá haciendo la entrevista. Y bueno, la vamos a revisar ahora después de esto, para ver cómo son.
To be honest, I can't really say because we didn't know them. We were just about to check them out. But I'm here doing an interview, so maybe after this we'll check them out.
Okay, so does that mean I can't ask them? I can't ask you about what you think is like the strongest about Pro Esports? Like, have you not studied them then?
Eso quiere decir de que si te preguntan qué es lo más fuerte de Pro Esports, ¿no sabes por qué no los has visto?
Exactamente, no los conozco, no lo he visto, no lo he revisado y bueno, eso vamos a hacer ahora.
Exactly, I don't know who they are, I don't know how they play, and we're just gonna check them out.
Wow. Okay, this is the first time I've ever talked to a player and they have not studied the next matchup. That's good to know. Good luck. Do you have a message to your fans back at home, and considering they were up very early to support you yesterday?
¿Tienes algún mensaje para tus fans, ya que se despertaron temprano para ver tu partida ayer?
Sí, que nos sigan apoyando, ganemos o perdamos. Bueno, la fe es lo último que se pierde, así que gane el mejor equipo.
Yes, please continue supporting us. The faith is the last thing you lose. Please continue supporting us even if we lose or if we win. And thank you.
We will always support you. Thank you so much, Shin from Entity 7. Thank you so much for the translation. Who's going to throw it over back to you guys.
Wow, great to hear from Shin. I mean, that was kind of playing on a knife's edge, but in a way that maybe we didn't expect. No prep, but staying present. And LaFell, I mean, something's working.
I mean, like, if I beat TL, I'm like, who cares?
I didn't know them. I don't know who's next. I don't know who I am.
We didn't text. Who are you, man?
You know what?
Hey, they came in no pressure.
No pressure.
No pressure.
And no expectation. And also
32% said they're going to win.
Well, how can you not have a little bit more than that? They just took down Team Liquid PH. You got to know that there's something to the tank. Can you continue? But against Pro Esports, that's not going to be the easiest thing in the world, guys. Some quick early thoughts before we head into the draft. I mean, this is looking to be a really good matchup.
Man, it is. It's going to be tough to call this one, especially, again, after what Entity 7 showed us. I have no idea because Pro Esports definitely looks good, too.
I mean, like, for me, as long as they're able to get a good draft for Coily, it's going to be great. That Yusichin didn't work out. Everything else looks good.
Well, Cambodia and South America continue their run. One of these regions is going on to the knockout stage. In a moment, we'll find out who.
Oof.
We started off the last day of groups with a reverse sweep, 2-1. To the side of Team Spirit going up against Guangzhou Gaming. And boy, after game 1, I was kind of scared for Team Spirit. I was thinking, will they make it out of this alive?
Well, they did. Guangzhou, they really tried their best. Honestly, that first game was incredible. Game 2 felt like a bit of a lull, and then it picked up, and Team Spirit were victorious at the end of the day. Sunset Lover was very proud of himself and the team. It would not be their first time that they had made it to a knockout stage, and there's more to see from Team Spirit as they crushed that Guangzhou key at the end of it all. But we still have 3 more games today. Best of 3s. With 1 team advancing to knockouts, 1 heading back home. Let's start off with our second matchup. Please join me in welcoming Pro Esports. Having played the longest game of MSC so far, Pro Esports have shown their mettle. The pressure is on their shoulders to send Cambodia back into the knockout stage after an almost 2-year drought since MSC 24. They have what it takes. Can they apply it in practice today in this matchup of champion breakers?
You know what, Milosh? This is gonna be a very spicy one because Pro Esports will be going up against Entity 7. Yesterday, they shook the world of Mobile Legends by eliminating the defending champions. But their job is far from over. For their tournament life, for their region, they are ready to do whatever it takes to stay in the game.
You heard it even in their pregame interview with Eterna. They're coming in with just good hearts and spirits, vibing through this. They have their own preparation, more focus on themselves compared to what their opponents are setting up. So we're about to get this one started, please. Entity 7, please, Pro Esports. My friends, you may go. Place your keys, players. Take your positions. The bout, again, a reminder. You win this game, you make it to knockouts. You lose, you are out. Goodbye here at MSC as both captains do a little shake. And let's get this one started once again. Back to our panel.
2023 was the last time that the knockout stage hosted a Cambodian representative. Can they get back here in 2026 at EWC here in MSC? And on the other side of things, South America and the Americas making maybe the start of one of the biggest and most historic runs we've ever seen from the bottom side of the bracket. Can they do it again and take down Pro Esports for a spot in the knockout stage? All of that coming up here. And of course, Lafell, Naisu. I mean, so much has been determined by the draft, not only in this meta, but also so many great moments can be determined by your participation in Rhino Day. A new interactive, happy effect. I wouldn't dare start this very important series without mentioning it, because of course, what's more important than spamming some emotes in game?
That's the best. That and the recalls.
Recall, yeah. I was about to say, yeah.
Rhino Day, get those emotes.
The third one is all chat easy.
Yes.
Yeah. After like a 30-minute game.
30-minute game.
All easy. And I gotta say, this one is gonna be very difficult to call. Like, I feel like even if we try to go for a coin toss, the coin will just stand in the middle.
Yeah.
It would refuse to show heads or tails because even they're like, well, Entity 7 defeated TL.
Call it.
What was that?
You gotta call it. You gotta call it.
Call it. Oh, I was like, was that you, Lafell? Like,
oh, what are we playing for? Come on, man. A little No Country for Old Men.
This is tough to call it, man.
Come on.
I'm calling it.
You stand.
Oh, here we go.
Hey, be men. I'm calling it.
What are you calling?
That's pretty good.
Heads.
Heads. That was
Who's
what?
on heads?
Famous scene. Come on, man.
Good question.
I have no idea because, we've seen Pro where I would say where they fall short if the game goes extra long, where it does seem like they get a little bit desperate on trying to end the game early and then it just doesn't work out.
Yeah.
And also the Drive of the Yisenshin where they go for hyper, where everyone else's utility is only Coily, which on paper it sounds like a good idea, but maybe just a different hero.
If we had to break it down like draft-wise as we look at what map we're going to be playing for game 1, the Eudora was a main point of contention for a lot of these teams where they just go ahead and grab it, like we just saw with Team Spirit. Utilize that with Sunset Lover 3 times in a row. So expect that to be one of the big trades here. Obviously junglers too, but you know, with this, again, Hide on Bush, if I recall correctly, he is the only one that has been with Entity 7 all the way back in their appearance to the Wildcard in 2024 at the very first EWC, you know, and now they have this mix from the Latam region, from Amber, and they've made it all work together. It's kind of like these pieces of the puzzle that all came together where, you know, we've seen Doom struggle even in that gold lane, but then the adjustments that they made when he played against Teddy was all that they needed to do. So you can't really count out either of these teams because over the course of their matches that we've seen now, they've just adapted so well.
I know Shin and Hide on Bush have gotten some conversation. I want to point out Doom. I think he's been great as well. I think he's a big part of why Entity 7 was able to win. I've been seeing so many focused conversations, as they should be, on the jungle and the EXP lane, but the gold laner, when playing well, is that extra win condition that opens things up for you. In this moment, you're seeing that win condition maybe get taken away, which was clearly the Marcel 100% win rate, Fanny, Zushin, as well as the Uranus, the Foveus, and the Atlas all gone. And a fun fact here, LaFell, about Coily.
Yeah, Coily led Pro Esports to an undefeated regular season in MPL Cambodia Season 10, getting both the regular season MVP as well as the finals MVP. And now for him, he is going to grab the lane. Shout out to Rainday for calling all the heroes, by the way, because we got to talk about how Pro Esports, they're batting out all the front lines, making sure that I think they just want to go for a heavy dives and they don't want anyone to interrupt that. And then for Entity 7, I feel like the Fanny is a respect we've seen. Even though Pro Esports did lose, Coily is very strong at a Fanny.
Yeah, Coily, again, you know, one of the...
Eudora pick, let's go.
I'm just expecting it to be the Eudora.
And then Belric?
Eudora, Belric. But Coily, I think because of what he showed mechanical skill-wise, he's fine with it. And that's why they just go ahead and grab themselves to the Ling. I mean, imagine, too, you know, the Ling doesn't have as high as a win rate as the Hirara, but when you put it in the hands of a player like Coily, you can really do some amazing things across the map. No surprise there, Belric, and there's the Eudora, right? So that is the mainstay, usually the trade that we see over on red side at first phase. Now, I wonder if Pro Esports does something different here with their next 2 picks.
So basically, like, the coach is asking, like, can you use the Ling? And he's like, I mean, just don't get stunned.
Yeah.
Right? What's so hard about that? Just don't get stunned.
High execution, man. And when you have a high ceiling character like that, which clearly has a low win rate, doesn't mean it has low potential. Because the best players bring out the things that if you're not comfortable with it or you're just playing it for the meta, you can't bring out. You just don't have the time to get that comfort.
And now the chill as well as the Harv gets picked up here. So they want to be able to basically ignore their gold lane for a bit. Harv should be able to take care of himself against majority of gold laners now, unless Entity 7 goes for a like Esmeralda gold, Paquito gold, which by the way, Paquito is still open.
Yeah, that Paquito's still open.
But I feel like Hirara, no?
Yeah, maybe just take the Hirara. Unless they let it slip through, but just because they're willing to go ahead and play something else for Hide on Bush. Because they could just want to prioritize something else here.
That's true. The reason this is important, just joining us, if Hirara doesn't get picked here, which he will, it could have gotten banned in the next phase. So yeah, not a jungler they preferred outside of her, willing to let her get banned out.
Yeah, for now in TT7, they have a strong opening, especially because they already have the counters towards Pro. Right now, I feel like when it comes to the Cho as well as the Harv, we have to see what the matchup is. And the Cho, I just think that Entity 7 might build a draft that's not easy for the Chill to get a kick. For example, if Entity 7 is able to get up like a Barats, I think it's going to be hard for this Chill to really do much.
So maybe they ban it out, you know, for Pro Esports. They want to ban one of those tankier options out. You already got a Belric to deal with. You don't want to deal with a Belric plus the Barretts. But this is, like, from Pro Esports, for these 2 picks, too, it's so Kozin and Coily, right? The different type of KK connection, but this time for Pro Esports, they're very adapt and to these heroes. The Kozin, especially on the Harith, back when he was playing in the Philippines, was one of his best hero picks. Still is. Same thing when you look at, you know, Filipino junglers playing the Lings, the Fannies. That's why when those Fannies come up, it's like, man, these guys can just put on a showcase of mechanics. So they'll ban out the Freya, the Uranus. Look at all these XP lane options that are being focused on.
I feel like we missed the Freya going through. I mean, that has been definitely a first pick for a lot of teams if she's available.
I was thinking whether she would be picked up here. It's just that I would say it's only good for pro esports because they're already having a draft that wants to dive in. When it comes to Entity 7, they don't really need that. And now, not a EXP ban, they ban out the Brody instead. And now the Esmeralda has been picked up. And because there's a Hive there, we still don't know whether this Esmeralda goes gold or EXP.
I think this is just the right combo. I feel like they have enough presence in team fights, and I feel like that's how they have thrived. I feel like that was kind of the way that they put their strategy together to tackle Liquid PH yesterday. It feels like they're getting more of what they want here today, Naisu.
Yeah, and I'm expecting on this one, too, for that Belric to have the flicker. Remember, in the previous matchup, we saw the Belric Esme combo, but it was a revitalized Belric.
Yep.
So this is the answer over here on this side for Pro Esports. They'll take Valentina
Moskov.
Yeah, you got to take.
I think so.
I feel like if they want a marksman, I think the Moskov works perfectly here against Pro Esport.
I agree with you.
The only reason they don't pick it up if they pick up a Paquito Gold.
Paquito Gold.
It's only either or, but I prefer the Moskov.
Well, the Melissa still available also.
Oh yeah, true.
And you do have a Cho, which that would do okay against, right? I'm curious. I feel like the Moskov, they played it yesterday, didn't they? I think they did play Moskov.
Yeah.
And Doom had a pretty good game. If I'm Doom, I'm thinking, I mean, it's comfortable. It's in the meta. It serves what we need. I like it. I think the combo might just be, do we do this or do we do Melissa instead? What's your take?
Well, they go carry.
Oh, carry.
Wait.
Which is interesting that they go carry because...
Carry?
Yeah.
It has a good lane against Harif, but then after that, there's no high HP hero in Pro Esports.
Hey, that's exactly what I was thinking. You're not gonna you don't need to shred through anyone, and you know, carry has one of the lowest ranges, attack ranges for a marksman. So you're gonna have a difficult time.
Maybe they just want to rush Lord later on
That's
with the
what I'm
Harara
thinking.
to just get it.
Yeah, blitz the Lord perhaps.
Very interesting.
Yeah, interesting choice there on the last. Maybe also just. That has one of the things where it's like, we got to go with comfort on this, and a lot was banned out.
Yeah, all right. Well, this is going to be an exciting one as well. Our second series of the day begins. Pro Esports from Cambodia versus Entity 7, both on dream runs. Will the dream continue, or will one wake up to find it was just a nightmare? Ready for our Series 2 cast. We've got Trex and Brigida.
We're jumping into the land of Dawn for the second series of the day. Entity 7 coming off of the momentum of a big win, while Pro Esports trying to recover themselves after yesterday's loss. Two different stories looking for the same dream. This is game number 1. Trex and Brigida bringing you the action. How are we feeling, Brig?
I can't help but think about what our panel was also wondering about before we headed into this game. The carry last pick and choice here for E7. Is it really comfort? And are they looking for a specific angle to play around this? Because you don't really see it paired up with a pick-off-centric setup type of roamer. It's more on a Bellery that you see in the hands of Backman. But we probably will figure out what the plan is for E7 here. Because again, laning, it's pretty much guaranteed. You could see it just now. Kozin is not having the best time of his life.
Yeah, but honestly, this is also a pretty comfort pick for Kozin. We did see him on it yesterday, a little bit of damage.
Oh, Shin flickering out. That was close for both mid laners. Both flickers are already down. Imagine that.
Yeah, already some aggression, but still no deaths on the field. Taking a look at the emblems, both mid laner and Roam on the side of Pro with some speed to move around the map, and the Bargain Hunter into Kuza. But look at the damage already on the Doom. A nice pick off by PP.
This is gonna be bad. This is gonna be bad. You wanted to rely on the carry for the laning, but even then, it was just a bit of help even from PP, together with the concussive blast just taking you out. Not to mention even another trade at least was taken, but that's just onto PP. So I think they're gonna be okay with that. Shin though in mid without the flicker won't be able to survive that attempt from Coily on this lane. Does Bush find one? I don't think he will find a re-engage from Coily, and the damage too from Sa. Pro are now 3-1 against E7.
Yeah, all before Turtle as well. 700 gold lead in the hands of Pro. If they can translate this into a Turtle, we're looking at 1.5k gold lead possibly. It's going very well for Pro, but Entity 7.
Whoa, what?
All around the map now.
That was
on
a
the top
solo kill.
side, down on the bottom as well.
Doom, there's no way. Okay, he does get to dash out of this. Doesn't have to purify, but this is looking bad. Both sides are not in favor of E7 just yet. Pro, they will have enough time to catch up to this objective. E7 are bursting it as much as they can, but the Way of the Dragon lands onto Bush. Tempest of Blades and Coily finally securing the turtle. E7 no longer want to fight Trex.
Exactly what we thought. You get that turtle, and now Pro has a huge lead. Luckily, Doom didn't go down the second time. He has already taken a death, though. Purify is going to be up on the top side. Akashi taking the death, so both off lanes just kind of suffering. You add that up with the mid lane as well, the pressure. Wait a second, a little bit of action. Kashi should be able to get away from this, but the pressure that Coily's been able to bring in the mid with Saw and P, Entity 7 just having trouble dealing with it all this early in the game.
Yep, Pro Esports have seemed to polish the early game, and they're dealing with E7 really, really well. This is something you were seeing from E7 yesterday when they were just able to dominate against Team Liquid, but right now Pro, after that loss, it seems like they've learned so much. Just even looking at the level advantage, you don't want to see your gold laner almost two levels behind at this point in time in the game, and even your XP lane. But wait, Coily? All alone up top though. Does he get caught? He's willing to exchange some blows. He can afford to.
Yeah, should be okay. Coily's been amazing on the Ling so far. Been amazing on the Assassin so far. The day that they beat SRG, the Harara was on point. But the pressure that they're constantly putting on Doom.
He didn't even have to move as much. PP was just there to use the Way of the Dragon, and Saw with the Wrath of Dryad IMU. Second time we see Doom taken out. And Pro Esports didn't have to sacrifice much to get it.
Yeah, I don't know if Entity 7's just not getting the vision right now on Pro. If Vigeen and Shin are just unable to keep up because Pro are attacking these off lanes non-stop. And Entity 7, they shift up to the top, but all they're going for is Gold Crab, and they're unable to really protect their offlaners. They're having trouble keeping up with the rotations, and now we're looking at almost a 3K gold lead before second turtle into the hands of Pro. This is only going to get worse and worse very fast.
I'm only starting to think of how E7 could maybe utilize the Eudora and the Hirara together to at least burst down a single target from Pro, because you don't really see much tanky heroes on their side. I think this is also why we question the carry pickup, because you don't necessarily need to shred anyone from Pro Esports lineup. But just the same, I don't think Shin and Haidon Bush have enough room to just connect and find a setup. Granted of how Pro Esports are so good at just limiting their movements right now, and they're again starting this objective. There's a setup coming in. Sorry, I'm Felix focusing onto Vaguin. Doesn't even get to use the Wrath of Dryad on time, and there he does, but the follow-up isn't going to be there. Counter Wrath of Dryad coming in from the original one. That's E7, but it's already a double kill for Coily. Two-man knockup from PP. E7. They just couldn't find their footing in this game yet.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I feel like the best thing is to not even maybe go for that last turtle, play it slow, go for plays on the off lane, go to keep that gold at a minimum deficit. But at this point, it's a little bit too late. We're 4K ahead into the hands of Pro Esports, 8-1. Towers are going to start dropping in the boss side. You've got Coily up on top lane, taking tier 3 as well. Haidon Bush is going to just have to watch. They are going to go for the 1v1 up top, but I don't think that's a good idea for Haidon Bush.
Okay, Coily doesn't have the Tempest of Blades, fortunately, for ES7, so Haidon Bush will be able to get out of that. I think there won't be any chase, but here in mid, you see Akashi trying to hold down the front, Coily trying to catch up as well. Vaguin goes in, does have the Wrath of Dryad, but it's actually the backlines that Coily's after. He finds both Shin and Doom at the same time. Cousin taking care of the rest, and it's almost a complete wipeout for Pro.
These are not fights that E7 should be going for right now. It'd be one thing if it was Vigeen who had taken 3 or 4 deaths. It'd be one thing if it was anyone other than your offlaners. Doom unable to output any damage, Akashi just getting shredded down immediately, and while that's happening, Vigeen tries to make that engage, and Coily shows up and just completely destroys the back line. And so why does Vigeen even go in for the Wrath of Dryad? This is the time that they need to kind of back off, alleviate the pressure, and try to stay as safe as possible. One more big lose like that in a big team fight, and it's a wrap.
And it's already big enough of a lead you're seeing from Pro Esports. 6.8k approaching 7k. You see most of it significantly in the carries, between the jungler, between the gold lane. So the spread of the lead is just looking too good for Pro Esports right now. The conversions are starting to come in. Haidon Bush though, Kozan, is he actually going to take it out? Sorry, I'm Felix with the last hit. Oh my goodness, Pro Esports, the leads just keep getting bigger. Way of the Dragon onto Akashi, and he uses the falling star moon, but he fails to survive.
At this point, it's looking like a bloodbath. Just about anyone on Pro Esports can 1v1 anyone on E7. Where do they go from here? Like I said, I think the best idea is stay together. No one can get caught alone. Even hide on bush, even the Harara, who's got tons of iframes, tons of defensive measures to escape, is getting taken out by a Harith. Not even Coily, not even someone tanky, didn't even need any help. And hide on bush goes down, sitting at 0-2 and 0. E7 has to play it safer.
They've only ever taken out one member from Pro. It's only PP. So as much as I also want to see them try and play the macro, it's just going to be too tough. So playing it slow, I agree, might be one of the ways to go until they feel like they can't afford to engage in a fight. Because not even Akashi could just camp the damage. You see him falling down even to Soria and Felix one-on-one, and now there's another wave of the Dragon landing onto Vaggy, and there goes the Wrath of Dryad and the falling Star Moon. This might just be a counter-engage coming in from E7, but the clapback, the answer and response from Soria and Felix and Kuzen, it's a triple! It's only Akashi and Doom left, but look at Coily getting back! It's gonna be another attempt, but it's a shutdown instead from E7!
It's all right, though, honestly, for Pro. I think at that point, they didn't even have to keep that fight going, but they wanted to try to get Kuzin that Maniac or Savage. Another Zaman's Force drops. Kuzin should be able to get away safely here. Sorry, and Felix going to get involved. Akashi chasing down. It actually might be bad for Kuzin.
Yeah, he doesn't have mana. It's a good thing PP and Soria and Felix were there, because that would have been shutdown after shutdown for E7 if ever they did actually find the kill onto Kozen. So we're looking at the replay right now. I think this is one of the moments where it could have been really good, honestly, for E7 if only they were able to maximize the Wrath of Dryad a bit more. But the sustained damage from Kozen is just too much. There's no one to deal with these high mobility heroes who just constantly surprise the back and attack the back lines.
Where do they go from here? Once again, we keep asking the same question. Pro Esports, so ahead. I mean, we've seen leads like this come before, and I mean, teams have been able to turn around, but NT7 with their composition, you've got Doom, you've got who hasn't been able, I mean, 0-4 and 2 on a carry. This is a late game hero already. And the thing is yes, you normally use this to shred, but another pick?
It's gonna be hide on bush at that. It's at the exact same time they get to pick up the Lord. Two-man setup coming in from Soria and Felix, and Kuzen will be there to provide the damage. Doesn't care about the Wrath of Dryad. He is just gonna go for the kills. Fortunately, he has a flicker for Vadim, but there he goes. It's a double steal for Kuzen, and all turrets, outer and inner turrets, falling to the hands of Pro. Oh!
I mean, he can do that right now, honestly.
He
At this point, it's like, let's just see what we can do. Let's throw the line out. If we don't catch nothing, it's okay. Look at him under the tower right now. They pop the Holy Defense, get some minions still through. Wave coming down top. This could be game ending.
Okay. Pro Esports have an entire wave and a Lord marching up top. They're still gonna focus and try to take down the turret first, but he goes charging in. Vagian doesn't have the Wrath of Dryad, but he's still gonna go for it. PP! Finding another kick, it lands onto Shin. Coily too with the Tempest of Blade. There might just be a shutdown right now from E7, but that's about it. They're looking to get more. Vagian, hide on bush. 3 members already eliminated from E7. Can Doom and Akashi deal with this by themselves? The Lord's already in the base. They're trying to go for more kills instead. Akashi down to half HP, finds PP. But that might be at the expense of his own life. But Kuzen, he finally finds it.
They're playing KDA heroes right now. Pro Esports not even looking to end it. They want kills, they want blood. Trying to recover themselves after yesterday's loss. Kuzin right now, 9-0 in 7.
Wow.
He's untouched. Sorry, I'm Felix Samuel, 5-0 and 2. Overall, Pro Esports have completely dominated, but maybe the best plan was to target on base in that last push because the clock is still ticking. 72 seconds for next forward. Would love to see exactly where Doom's at in the items. Has he got Trinity in just yet? Fully out. There it is. Has finally locked it in. He's hit the AK gold mark. Maybe we start to see a little bit more on the side of Begin. You haven't finished the antique Karasi up for physical defense. You have at least got Radiant armor in, so there's a little something there. Only 2 items in onto Shin. They are behind to say the least. And yeah, you have some damage output from Hydon Bush, but the thing is Hydon Bush can't last, can't actually get in there. And every time you do get past, Sar and Felix catches you, or Saw steals her after the Dryad and catches you. And it's the same thing for Akashi trying to come in to absorb the damage.
I feel bad for both Hydon Bush and Doom. Really, you want to find these creative angles. Oh, Coily actually tried to take down that base turret all by himself without a wave. Could have been a possibility, but there was fortunately quick response from E7, but it doesn't change the fact that Pro are still ahead. And going back, Hydon Bush, I think the fact that there's so much catching up to do, I agree, it's just so tough for him to go in. You have to anticipate so much punish. Soria and Felix, Sa, there's just a multitude of ways that Pro Esports could turn things around with this lead, so E7 could probably not afford to just put themselves out there, but they'd still decide to get out of their base. Now it's Akashi, that's how BBB in the back line! He's gonna find shit all over again in the IMU Rapid Dryad. Or it's not actually the IMU, but there you go, finally, it's a shutdown from Doom! Hydon Bush finding Kuzen too! E7 turning that around.
Yeah, able to get a big catch, and the damage does seem to be there. We talked about this the other day. All it takes is 2 items for Eudora to really start outputting. It took about 12 minutes to get those 2 items, but Shin is finally there along with Doom. Pops a speedy light wheel, and the combo with all of it together, it's a lot of damage. Saw everyone just had to essentially run for the hills. 2 members go down. Ward is still coming though. Pro Esports unable to stall it. It's just going to be 3 pushing in.
Great timings from E7 here, the Rapid Dryad especially. Coily, the going for Hydon Bush has forced out the iframes. There's just too much damage already from each basic attack that you get to see from Coily, but just because Kuzen and Soria and Felix aren't here, E7 defend and live for a bit more longer in this game.
Alright, so Entity 7 able to defend, but they still have no inhibitors. Have only taken 1 structure away from Pro Esports, and Pro Esports are hungry for the end.
PP wanted to go for something there. I think it took a bit too long. E7 too were just really grouped up together, so I don't think it would be easy for him to find a target. On top of the fact that Pro Esports, they're not all ready for the engage just yet. So E7 again defending. They're taking it slow. Bit by bit, we're getting there. We saw Doom on the 8K gold mark earlier. Now he is actually complete.
Yeah. All it took was a couple minutes, a couple kills. A little bit of gold between the teams, some shutdowns, and he now has the Rose Gold in. Be prepared to see some item swapping. This is big for Doom. This is big for Entity 7.
Oh, it's Shin all over again. They really want to go for Shin. First Rapid Dryad, final use here by back, but it's stopped up by the technical plays as well. And Kuzen on the other side trying to take down Akashi will be able to do so as Doom falls down to Coily. Hydon Bush goes in. He finds a trade, but it's just going to be Coil. Is it enough? There's a wave coming in mid and top. Hydon Bush and Akashi will be here to defend, but Kuzen is just going to set his eyes on the base. Talon forced to end things, but they clear out the minions. Another potential outplay from E7. And can they do this? Kuzen finding Akashi does eventually get the kill, but the minions have projects.
5 seconds for Shin. Kuzen drops him on Spores. Hydon Bush with the iframes. They're still to defend. Kuzen just wants free shots.
Hydon Bush the stun. Shin doesn't actually land it. Finally gets the burst. And now E7 defend once more.
Entity 7. Like I said, the momentums from yesterday's game still hold strong as they hold strong for their life in just game number 1. A beautiful defense, honestly. Hydon Bush all alone, able to get some nice iframes with Akashi also gets back to the base. Pro Esports felt like they had it, but now Entity 7 working on the Lord.
This is something our panelists mentioned is back in. Flicker on the Dryad. Coily is down. Can they finally get this objective? Yes, they do. E7 are turning things around. Hydon Bush finds a double, and Sa is all alone here. That's not your base. He's being cased.
That's not your base. It's looking reminiscent of yesterday's game where Pro Esports had the lead and just couldn't finish it. Entity 7 right now. You know, we gotta say, they got that dog in them right now. And they are ready to push this game to the limits, pushing Pro Esports to the limits. It's 30 kills on the side of Pro Esports.
What if that was the plan all along? You know, we need to suffer a bit.
Yes.
But we get to a point where we just get to rely on
builds
Doom.
character.
Yeah, you build character, you know, and this is something E7 have been building for 17 minutes now, Trex.
It's the villain arc right now. You got to go through pain sometimes to be ready for the big battle, and Coily can no longer win the 1v1 against Hydon Bush.
That changes things significantly in this game. E7, they still have the Lord, but it will be dealt with by Pro. Sorry, Felix doesn't find the setup there. And E7 are looking to disengage. Coily doesn't get access to his purple buff too. Imagine that, E7 are suddenly the ones in control. That 10k gold lead is nowhere to be found.
No, we are officially in late game now. Maxed items all around. Immortality has been picked up by Doom along with the Rose Gold. This is what I was talking about when we talk about the item swapping, and this is where a carry becomes extremely dangerous. Late game carry, probably one of the most vicious marksmans you can go up against. Once you have the capability to start hopping around with items, the amount of damage, it's just so hard to pick off. You add that up with the Purify instead of going for the Flicker, it's a problem. How does Pro Esports catch that? Now, they've been able to find some moments, but the problem is before they were going for Shin, before they were going for Hydon Bush, but I think they need to change their priority on where these Way of the Dragons are going to be landing, where these Wrath of Dryads with the IMU that's stolen are going to be landing. They have to be a lot more careful about how they approach these fights if Pro Esports wants to win out.
Yeah, because I feel like the fact that they always go for Shin is just so Coily could freely go and dive in, right? But even if he gets to do that, I don't think Pro are able to handle the damage that you're seeing from Doom anymore, like just by themselves, like without them allocating the right amount of crowd control just so Doom doesn't get to cast the speedy light wheels efficiently every now and then. So there might need to be, yes, I agree, a bit of change in terms of targeting for Pro here, but can they find Doom? This isn't the best KDA you're going to see on a carry, but we're in a different timeline now. We're 19 minutes into this game. I feel like this would barely matter, but oh, that's a lot more defense items getting picked up. I think Doom has the Immortality and both the Athena's Shield in his build, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Picked up Athena's Shield. Okay. Gets rid... wait. So that's... No, because you get some shield from the Athena Shield. So it's... You sell Athena's, you go into Rose Gold, you pick up Rose Gold, you go into Immortality, you pick up Winter Crown.
Oh, okay.
I'm guessing, I don't know. Oh!
It's a lot of buy and sells, but who gets this retry? It's Fangin! Not even a retry holder! Doom finding the last hit on the objective! And now it's a disengage for E7. They don't want any trades.
A lot of resources wasted on Akashi there. And that helps Entity 7 secure this Lord, enhanced Lord at that. They need to try to sync up these waves as much as possible. They may not be able to end here, but they can at least take inhibitors. Pro Esports on the other hand, this is what I was talking about. They have to think about a lot harder on how they do these fights with the 1v1.
Okay, iFriend, Hydon Bush might just go for the outplay here. Coily no longer has to test himself. Blaze Shin! Flickering in, can he make it? He doesn't catch Coily. Also gets to pick up the Immortality just in time. Whew.
Collect it, prepare ourselves. Because the Lord is making his way downtown.
Yes. PP, can he find something here? Okay. There's the Lord. Kuzen still has Diamond Force. And they pretty much will have enough time to deal with this Lord, at least for now. E7 are not able to maximize it enough to take down a turret, and they're going for shit! Oh! Winter Crown play Falling Star, but still gets knocked up and caught by the Way of the Dragon into the Wrath of Dryad of Sa! Doom finds Coily though. Sorian Felix with a set. Kuzen with his Diamond Force finds a double, and it's another Immortality pop for Doom. 3 members are down for E7.
A beautiful catch by Pro Esports, but minions are on the base. They have to go back to defend. It's only 2 members up with 40-second death counters on Entity 7. Hinakashi and Hydon Bush do what they did a few minutes ago and defend the base, but Hydon Bush is going for the steals, trying to disrupt the waves right now.
Big kick. He gets caught. He does still have some iframes left and a couple dashes, so he will escape. But that just means he's the only one left right now. Pro Esports, they're making their way to the base 12 seconds before Shin makes it.
They've got a cannon minion. Can it be enough to close? Hide on Bush is making the big sprint back to the base. He's got an immortality.
Okay, the immortality's popped though. Kuzen with his Ammon for Shin and going in. Do they have enough defense? He actually gets to buy a bit more time. Immortality's pop for PP Pro. They gotta get back.
It just keeps happening. I don't know if it's luck. I don't know if it's chance. I don't know if it's pure skill at this point. Entity 7 just keeps on hanging on. We're 23 minutes in. Another Lord on the map. Akashi's up in 17 seconds. And it's a 5v5 once again. Pro Esports trying to make their way to this Lord. Do they burst it down? Hide on Bush picks up a purple buff. It's down to the wire once again.
Yeah, Shin has to be very particular of his positioning this time. Lord already below half HP. Vagan getting bursted down. Both Wrath of Trias already committed. Idol Bush going in! But it's still Coily who finds the objective. It's a shutdown towards Idol Bush as Pro have seemed to find the perfect engage against E7. Akashi, the only one left.
When in doubt, sorry, I'm Felix continues to get those big sets for the team.
Pro Esports are not letting this get to another 30-minute game. They're ending it right here. 1-0 against Entity 7.
Okay, so lessons have been learned for Pro Esports. After being unable to finish a game yesterday that possibly caused